Hi P5 students! Welcome again in our Math 5 class, and this is Miss Claire. We are now on chapter 12. It talks about adding, subtracting, and multiplying decimals. In this video, you will learn two lessons. Lesson 1, addition of decimal numbers, and lesson 2, subtraction of decimal numbers. Here are the learning objectives: to add decimals with the same number of decimal places, and to subtract decimals with the same number of decimal places. So how to add and subtract decimal numbers? Is it the same with adding and subtracting whole numbers? So P5, stay tuned and have fun learning this video. Let's start with lesson 1, addition of decimal numbers. So how to add decimals? For example, let's try to find the sum of 0.2 and 0.5. So these two decimals have the same number of decimal places. They have only one digit right after the decimal point. 0.2 is equal to 2 tenths plus 0.5 is equal to 5 tenths. All we need to do is just add all the tenths. So 2 tenths plus 5 tenths is 7 tenths or 0.7. Another example, these two decimals have two decimal places here, two digits right after the decimal point. 0.34 is also called 34 hundredths, plus 0.15 is also called 15 hundredths. 34 hundredths is consist of 3 tenths and 5 hundredths. 15 hundredths or 0.15 is consist of 1 tenth and 5 hundredths. When we add decimal numbers with two decimal places, we will add first the hundredths. So we have 4 hundredths plus 5 hundredths, that is equal to 9 hundredths. Then plus the tenths, 3 tenths and 1 tenth, that is equal to 4 tenths. So we have 0.49 or 49 hundredths. 49 hundredths is 4 tenths and 9 hundredths. Another example, let's find the sum of 0.37 and 0.15. So we have 0.37 plus 0.15. Again, let's add first the numbers in the hundredths. So we have the 7 hundredths here plus the 5 hundredths. This is equal to how many hundredths? 5 or 7 plus 5 is 12. So this is 12 hundredths. Okay, we have now 12 hundredths. Next, as we observe, this is more than 10. So this 10 hundredths here, let's change this into tenths. It becomes 1 tenth and 2 hundredths. Then let's add the other remaining tenths. 3 tenths and 1 tenth. So how many tenths are there? 5 tenths and 2 hundredths. And that is equal to 0.52 or 52 hundredths. So that's how to add decimals with two decimal places. We can also add decimals using this one, using the table. We can place the decimal numbers in their place value. So 0.3 plus 0.6. So we have the tenths, the decimal place, this one, or the decimal point, and the 0 children left of the decimal point, that is ones. So again, if we add, we will start from the right side. So we will add the tenths. 3 tenths plus 6 tenths is equal to 9 tenths, then the decimal point, then 0. So the answer is 0.9. Another example, Let's find the sum of 0.45 and 0.23. At this time, we already have two decimal places, the tens and the hundreds. So to add, let's add first the hundreds. That is 8 hundreds, then 4 tens plus 2 tens is 6 tens, decimal point, and 0 plus 0. So our answer is 0.68. Another, let's find the sum of 0.57 and 0.26. So again, let's add first the hundreds. 7 hundreds plus 6 hundreds is 13 hundreds. So we will put only the 300s. Let's regroup the 10 hundreds, and it will become 1/10. 1/10, 5 tens, 2 tens. Let's add them together. That is 8 tens. So our answer is 0.83. So this is how to add decimal numbers. We can add them in a vertical form. This is what we call the vertical algorithm. But you have to align all the decimal places first before we add. Another example, we have 2.43 and 52.83. Take a look. Our first number, it has ones, but our second number, it has no tens. The same. All you need to do is align the decimal point. So add the hundreds first, then the tens. Our tens this is equal to 12 tens. So we regroup the 10 tens. It becomes 1. So our ones becomes 5 now, and tens is 5 tens. So our answer is 55.26. So children, this is how to add decimal numbers. Let's go to subtraction of decimals. So how to subtract decimals? I have here an example. Let's find the difference between 0.9 and 0.5. So let's subtract 0.5 from 0.9. So how to subtract decimals? So let's take out 0.5 or 5 tenths. We cross out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So simple. So the answer then is equal to 0.4 or 4 tenths. So this is how to subtract decimal numbers with one decimal place. How about this one? Let's subtract or find the difference of 0.99 and 0.56. 0.99 is 9 tenths and 9 hundredths. Let's minus 0.56. So let's take 6 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many tenths and hundredths left? Yes, we have 4 tenths and 3 hundredths, and that is equal to 0.43 or 43 hundredths. So just like addition, we can also write the decimal numbers in a vertical form. So we can use like this. Again, just like addition, we need to align the decimal point in a vertical position. First, let's subtract first the tenths. So can we subtract 9 from 1/10? No, so we need 1 here. We take out 1 here and we add to our tenths. That is equal to 10 tenths. So our 1/10, it will become 11 tenths. And our ones becomes 2. So 11 tenths minus 9 tenths is 2 tenths. And decimal point, 2 minus 2 is 0. So our answer is 0.2. Another example, let's find the difference or subtract 1157 from 1342. Take a look. So these two numbers have two decimal places. So let's subtract first, just like a whole number, we will start from the right, from the hundreds here. So let's subtract 7 from 2. It cannot be, so we need to regroup or take 1/10 from the tens. So it will become, our 4/10 become 3/10. Our hundreds now becomes 12 hundredths. So 12 minus 7 is equal to 5 hundredths. Now our tens is only 3. We cannot subtract 5 tenths from 3. So we take another 1 from our ones. And it will become 2 ones. Our tens now becomes 13 tenths. So 13 minus 5 tenths is 8 tenths. Then the decimal point, 2 ones minus 1 is 1. And 0, this one, 1 minus 1, 0. So our answer, children, is 1.85. So this is how to subtract decimal numbers. Okay, children, let's try to solve this problem. Take a look. Can you see this one? Martha scored 93.59 in a computer game. James scored 93.95 in the same game. So what was the difference in their scores? Who is the winner? Okay, I want you to solve this one and share your answers during our Zoom meeting. And that's all about Lesson 1, Addition, and Lesson 2, Subtraction of Chapter 12. I will discuss more about this lesson during our Zoom meeting. Thank you for watching, children, and I hope that you learn a lot in this video. Always remember to stay safe and healthy and observe proper health protocol. God bless everybody and see you on my next video.